Hey everybody, welcome to the next episode of Casual Station Review. Today we're covering a beta map. Sort of a beta map? I don't know. Currently it's on Starlight, although it feels more like it's not meant to be, fully in the rotation as a standard map yet, but it shows up in voting, so I'll be honest, I have no idea what to make of it. And this is actually a map from from a first time mapper, I believe. At least I hope it is, because spoiler, this map has problems, a lot of problems, and I'm not going to give my formal scoring this time because this feels like a beta map. And if it isn't, and I'm stupid, my apologies. But this again, it feels very unfinished and like a bunch of ideas just slapped together and put into a playable, decorated state, I suppose is how I call it. Let's start out with the first and most immediate problem that I saw the second I played this station for the first time. This is awful. This is terrible, terrible, terrible. Okay, first of all, this is the tool room. This is, I believe, the only tool room on the whole map besides, like, we got NGs here. Yeah, this is, I believe, the only tool room. Okay. So we have the only tool room here. The we have evac next to arrivals, which is a problem, and we have cryo as well as dorms here. This just feels like a bunch of stuff slapped on here because because it just kind of fits. Okay, this feels like a map that was made without a solid plan in mind. Like, for me, as I'm making Peach Station, and yes, I will be redoing the Peach Station stream soon. I kind of got busy with life and other stuff. And it's also January, so, you know. I came up with a plan. This is because I had mapping advice from everyone in the cartography Discord of the SS14, or cartography channel of the SS14 Discord. This advice was invaluable because this, I feel like, is kind of what happens when you don't have a proper plan for what goes where. You kind of just get stuff in positions where it feels like it's just been slapped on. And again, this really feels just so slapped on. And I don't like it. Anyway, this is a problem for a few reasons. One, arrivals should be an entirely separate area from the rest of the station. I've actually pulled up the station viewer, and I hope OBS is capturing this correctly. Let me double check that, actually. Yes, it is. Okay. That's not it. And why does that loop? I haven't reviewed the loop yet. Like, okay. Arrivals, like, okay, this is an example of a very good arrivals. This arrivals, you could plant a syndicate bomb here, and arrivals will remain unspaced. You could blow up disposals. Arrivals is unspaced. Let's see. Not cluster. Meta. Meta. No, not meta. Where is it? Marathon. Marathon's arrivals and evac are also right next to each other. However, if you want to if you want to damage arrivals and space arrivals by bombing evac, you could do that without 100% screwing over the arrivals docks because the mapper designed around it. Why do you think these docks are extended and have separate airlocks, which Hotel doesn't have? You come out of the airlock, off the shuttle, you're into the station. This is why these exist, and they're a really good way to sort of cheat the arrival separation. You have time to come into here, see that arrivals or an evac have been damaged without getting damaged by spacing, go back onto the shuttle, grab a suit, and then come off. You do not have that luxury on Hotel. Additionally, this evac, like, okay, literally what you have to do, right? Here's my solution. have this here extend much further. I like way down this way and turn it into basically just a semi-clone of Bagel's arrival dock. It will be separated from the station, and you could bomb wherever over here without spacing it. Moving on here. This chapel feels tacked on. There's just no way to say it. This just, like, okay. Another map with arrivals at evac, not marathon. I believe this time it's actually meta. Yes. Some might say this is tacked on. I disagree. Without it being here, there would be this massive space here that would not be filled. Plus, there's actual design around this chapel. You have a back room with, which I don't know the purpose of this, but it's a back room. You have these bookshelves here, which are clearly designed to have a secret entrance of some kind in place in an entire office, a confession booth, a massive, well thought out, well decorated, well designed central chapel area, I guess. A back room with enough room for a morgue and an incinerator. This was not just tacked on. This was thought of before it was placed here, and I just don't get the feeling of that from hotel. We have the bedroom, the office, and the incinerator all in one little tiny room. No. Ugh. All right, let's move on from chapel. Let's go east, because east we start running into just more problems. I'm sorry, but I'm trying my best to find things that I like about hotel, but I did a quick scan over it before I did this review and started recording. I couldn't find anything I really liked. This station's just, it's got problems, man. Now, more detail. This does not mean this is the end for hotel. I've re-reviewed COG 3 separate times because, and I frankly have to re-review it again because here, hell, let's go look at COG for a moment, because COG is a great example of a map that has gone through so many iterations to improve because the maker didn't give up on it. Like, this entire hallway here used to not exist. Our Atmos was a separate thing over here because the station designer wanted to closely resemble Goon Station's COG. But after iteration and iteration and iteration, despite the fact that some people still think COG is shit, I personally think it's improved enough to where it's not shit. It's not good either, though. Like, there's still a lot of problems with this map, in my humble opinion. I don't know. I do think it's not as bad as people make it out to be. COG has its issues, but it's improved on them meaningfully. Back to hotel. This sucks. First of all, this is a high traffic hallway. Let's say, like, every other department, like, let's say medical, science, security, all of the departments, even bridge, want to get to evac because evacuation. They have to go through this tiny one-way door with windows here in a main hall. Why? Disgusting. Gross. This is terrible. This should not have been included and just make this a standard 3x3 door. I don't see why, like, up here we have this, like, entire thing up here. Like, why have we not just done that down here? Anyway, yeah, this is bad. Don't do this. If you're not going through mains to get to evac, you have to go through this. And the second that we add player collision, which is not an if but a when for most servers, by the way, this will be a problem. If it's not already a problem. Let's move on to the bridge. All right, this is where I get some things that I like, but a little about. Okay, where do I start? First of all, this is a separate room. You might think, oh, that's for the hop. Wrong, buddy boy. This is hops up here. This is actually for one of Starlight's. Why is this image suddenly blurry? The hell? Whatever, it's good enough. This is actually for one of Starlight's custom roles, the Magistrate. I think. It's either the Magistrate or the NT rep, and I don't know which. Either way, that's why it's here. Vault itself, the design of it's good enough. I like that's got its own unique layering for the nuke. It's got a guitar in it, which is kind of cool. Don't like the separate comm server in here. Comms should be by NG and nowhere else, for the love of God. What even is comms on this base? I haven't noticed yet. Better be by NG or else. Ooh. Anyways. Vault, yeah, Vault's good. This meeting room, I actually think it's tight. I really like this. This is really cool. Problems arise. The AI core should not bloody be here. Okay, let's look at every other map. Let's look at, let's look at Gate. We haven't looked at Gate yet. Well, let's look at Gate. Gate, despite Gate, has a separated AI core. Why does Gate have a separated AI core? Because every other station has a hyper secure dislocated AI core. Why? Because obviously, even Origin, with its old ass, still had a separate, very distant AI core from everything else. Why? Because, like hell, even Oasis, which has a perma way over here, has a separated AI core. Why? Why do we do this? Because the AI is the most valuable thing on the station. Like, okay, let's say you are a nuclear operative. You could do a couple different things. You could go for the armory in this, and on this station, I'll talk about it more in a bit, that's not an option. You could go just for the bridge to hope Cap's there. You could go for their office to try and, breach your way in there and then jump them. Or you could do the most easiest thing in the world, 3 EMAGs. No, not even. That's the... Okay. 1 EMAG, because these are reinforced windows. These are effectively useless at stopping a nuclear operative. These are just terrorists like butter. You could make the AI anti-mobbed with an E-sword and an EMAG, which nukies are both going to have because they're nukies. Or even a fire axe, or anything else that breaks through this. Hell, you could anti-mob this with a discount on the anti-mob circuit as a Cindy without anyone noticing, because the AI core is way too close. Because AI upload is space exposed. The AI core itself should not be here. You want the AI to be separated. Why? Because you're a dookie, you don't want to buy Antimov. What do? You blow up the AI. And this makes that way, way too difficult. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't like advocating for nukies doing the lamest shit imaginable, just nuking the AI every time they come to the station. But there's a reason it's so effective. And the solution to that is not having the AI be visible. The AI is not a command member. The AI is a separate entity to the station whose laws can be tampered with to solve that. This makes the AI both way too vulnerable to nukies, or way too vulnerable to the crew, and way too protected from nukies. It creates this ugly backwardsness that just is another reason why nukies sucks, because it's so easy to make it horrifically unbalanced. Another issue, Cap's office, the vault. The AI uploaded core, 4 secure areas in a very close proximity to another. A Sydney bomb here will space all of these and create breaches in all of these, plus bridge, plus EVA. No. Here's what I do. cut out the entirety of the AI stuff from this entire area. Keep everything else as it is, cut this all out, shove it anywhere else. Well, she can shove it like here or something. I don't know, just do something that. Wait. Okay, that's the end. No, that's the blue. Is it the blue? I don't know what job these are for, because I have not played enough rounds on this map. Whatever. Anyway, this bridge, I like the idea of this meeting room. I like the vault design. This bridge itself, I like this front area, but this back area is way too desolate. There's nothing here. Put anything here, frankly, or just get rid of it. Like, just straight up shove it backwards. Like the front of this bridge, just upwards and shove it back in there. I don't know. This area's got nothing in it. Put some stuff in there. Okay. Syndicate room. Connected directly to salvage via one main store. There's a reason every other map, say core, has its syndicate rooms boarded up and locked behind things because they're a joke. The syndicate rooms on every map are a joke. They're not meant to actually be used as a proper existed spot. They're a meme. So why are we making hotels publicly accessible? You may call me the joke police for this, but I think this is cringe. Salve has enough room to get all their stuff and their own dock, which this is a Starlight thing. They have the shuttle, all that, blah, 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 whatever. Still have no idea how Salvage actually plays, but this seems good enough, I guess. This cargo bay, way too small. Here's what I do. Nudge this right here up. Actually, when I do that, hold on, let me think about this right. Like, okay, this cargo bay is too small. It feels segmented by these doors. Here's what I would do. I would take a page out of Amber's book, actually. Let me see here, Amber. Yeah, here's what I do. Take a page out of Amber's book, make the front area entirely dedicated to exclusively the cargo technicians' like stuff, I guess. And make the back area entirely dedicated to just the cargo bay. Which might say, okay, this is what's been done here. Sort of, but not quite. You can see here that this entire space is filled with stuff. This creates a weird little effect where this looks a lot smaller, a lot more jutted in than it does otherwise. Plus, this front room is like barren, and so is this back room, really. There honestly just needs to be more decoration just placed around this entire station, but that feels like a nitpick. Just one final suggestion: just make this like bunch out a bit more or something. Just shove it out there a bit. Expand this cargo bay, like just go bloop, have this out a little to the left more, blah blah blah. Okay, now I come to this tumor. So I like these offices. I like heads having actual spaces to meet with people. However, you cannot have one C4 breaching two head of staff places. Why is that bolted? Also, the RD's room is way too hard to breach via e-bagging. Like, don't get me wrong, we shouldn't have headroom just be, one e-mag, we're in. But, like, this is a little too secure. RD's, like, the server room should not be passed through to get to RD's office or RD's bedroom. Like, this feels like a maintenance area almost. And it's a head of staff. You're not going to tell your prestigious research director to go through a literal maintenance tunnel to go to sleep, are you? No. No, you're not. Here's the fix. Take this room right here, remove this entire space right here, have this office exist here, okay? Put this office here, move this substation, which is behind a one-way door, which don't do this. This just sucks to work in and looks terrible. Put this substation here with a maintenance tunnel, remove this, shove this upwards. By having this substation here, QM's office, like QM's actual bedroom here, RD's bedroom here, you have to breach into this substation before breaching both offices. Alternatively, what you could do is swap the positioning of these. So have this essentially be flipped and then rotate at 90 degrees. This will put the bedroom here, the front meeting area here, while still having RD's office here. This would allow both offices to not be breached by 1C4. And put this server room somewhere else. Like, this robotics area is way too big. Just shove it here. As for science, science sucks. Okay. Why the fuck did my Alexa just trigger? What the fuck? Anyway. I don't know why the fuck my Alexa just triggered. Those fucking creepy. Anyway. This sucks, and I would like to use Aspit to... Never mind, Aspit's gone. Let's flip through stations until I find one that proves my points. Right, okay, here we go. Science needs access to spaced material. The artifact labs need to be spaced easily because that's a safety thing. The artifacts can produce God knows what gas. They can produce trit and then self-ignite. They could produce an explosive, then trit, then self-ignite. They could produce a Tesla loose, but that's not going to be stopped by, walls and stuff. These are volatile artifacts that should be in the back of science, not connected to a front hallway. One explosion, which, yes, these explosions are strong enough. One explosion spaces the hallway, floods it with superheated trit, entire station dies because science had one explosion go off. Not reasonable. Here's what I would do. Ooh, you've designed science into a corner, haven't you? Jesus. Okay, This, I don't have a suggestion for. I don't have a quick fix. Maybe just remove this room and put it here, but that removes the entire break room for cargo and kind of just makes it like a little too... Yeah, best suggestion I got is put the artifact labs here. Like, honestly, this entire science department just needs a redoing. Like, the front room doesn't have the lathes in it, even though this is like the desk place. I do like how the anomaly generator has its, proper stand clear. This is a big dangerous machine thing going. I don't like how these aren't behind like their own thing, but I like that they're plasma glass. Don't know why these are plasma glass. These aren't that dangerous. But like generally, this science department just feels a little tech together. And again, reiterating that, this feels like the entire station feels like it was constructed without a proper plan. It really just feels like it was constructed without a single like proper here's what we're gonna do and like how I'm gonna build and all that, which you need for something as complicated as a literal space station. Like imagine if the engineers of the ISS just built whatever. Also, this hallway sucks for another reason. Okay, let's look at a couple other maps. Let's look at not Omega. No, not Omega. Loop reach. Not reach. Look at Meta. This is a bunch of 3 wide hallways, but it never feels like 3 wide hallways. Why? Simple. The abundance of glass. You see, you walk down here, you can see on the right all the glass stuff that's happening. Here, let's look at actually Box. Box is a great example of this. There is a very good reason why Box was picked for the SS-14 trailer. Like, okay, you could walk around the center box of Box and see into Hop's office, the central meeting room, the display room, bridge over here, bridge here, space here, cargo, the mail room, all of this other stuff, which despite these being literally the same 3 wide hallways that appear here on Hotel, it feels a lot bigger. Same with Flan. Flan does this trick as well. Where's Flan? Where's my Flan, my beloved? Flan? There's Flan. Same with Flan. Flan is just a bunch of 3 wide hallways going around. But windows here, windows let you see into bed, window that lets you see into part of sec. These rocks here, which create a unique look for this. Windows here, windows here, windows here, windows everywhere, windows in a perma even. Again, it does the same thing as Hotel, just a bunch of 3 wide hallways, but it does it better because of the abundance of windows. This hallway feels cramped, like constrained. Here's what I would do. Remove this entire maintenance area. Flat out. Like just, this maintenance tunnel sucks. just remove it, slam it somewhere else if you have a mains quota that you have in your head, whatever. Library, Windows. Windows the hell out of this library. This library sucks. First of all, this main install should be removed and just replaced with an actual proper fucking library. But whatever. This library sucks. No one's gonna come in here. Windows, 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 Windows. Windows into comms. Comms shouldn't be here, but it sucks even more because this has no windows. Windows, Windows, Windows. This right here could be improved with Windows. Windows, Windows, Windows. And like here, Haas doesn't have a proper bedroom. Give him one. Put like a whole bedroom set up here with windows. They can be shut with curtains, or people can look inside. Even if it's like not a proper thing, it's still observable and you can still see it. Which again, windows here. There's no reason to have windows here. Windows, there's a reason for windows not to be here, but still. Then you have like stuff like this hallway. This hallway is done very well. We have windows into this head office, which I assume. Okay, I think this one's the magistrate. This one's the magistrate. I don't know which head offices are which, but who cares? Windows into the courtroom, windows into Edgy's lobby, windows into the AME room. This map maker, I feel like, did this on accident and then either forgot to or designed themselves into a corner over here because there's just no windows and this hallway feels very cramped. And you cannot have that because this is the only hallway connecting two parts of the station. Like, let's look at COG. COG is also just a bunch of hallways. 308 hallway here, windows, windows. Hell, he's even filled in the spaced areas with like zoo things, which not to toot my own horn, not to toot my own horn or suggest that the map maker didn't think of it himself. That was my suggestion. And again, you're very welcome to take these suggestions. I encourage it. I just want better and better maps to play on. Like here, the map maker didn't want to design this hallway to be just another hallway, so he made it look like a piece of shit. And that's fucking awesome. Like every shift, people have fun doing whatever with this. Some people declare it the Detroit zone with memories of Baratri, which sadly has still left us, and I'm very much hoping for a Baratri Redux version. Baratri being the worst station ever designed. Not in like design issues, but like it was designed to look shit intentionally. Like beaten up, downtrodden, broken glass everywhere, all that. And this right here is cool. This is unique. There's not a lot of windows here, but the darkness that generates when you're in game, this is on Fulbright, obviously, and the general like brokenness of it gives you a lot to look at. It's got personality, as the kids say. Did I really just say that? I really just said that. Oh god. It's got personality. Back to hotel. Let's go to bed, because med, I think, is the only area that I think is genuinely very well designed. Sort of. There's issues, but overall, I think it's designed pretty damn well. First of all, we have a proper front entrance here with an actual reception area where you could just have a guy handing out basic pills with it. A proper scanner here, proper front entrance, you head in, and this medical bay I actually really, really like because it's got the openness that like a lot of people seem to like while not having the beds all bunched up. The beds should not be bunched up. You should have one doctor per bed and not have confusion about which doctor is working which patient on which bed. COG expertly avoids this here, which I don't get, but I shit on COG a lot, but this right here, this is smart. COG avoids this by having these tables separating the beds. It's very smart. Gates, I don't remember. I need to, let me know if I should do a station review on Gate, which I probably will at some point, but not right now because Jesus Christ the White. Gate has this issue. You see here, which doctor is working which patient on which bed? You can't tell. And the chem lab itself, I feel like could have a proper front thing if you just shoved it here, but it doesn't really need to, does it? You know what? If you don't want your chem lab to be publicly accessible, to have a public front door, that's your decision. However, I feel like chem could go here and have a front thing accessible from the front, swapping it with this break room, which really is not going to get used, let's be real. Yeah, it could be fixed, could not be, I don't know. Cloning isn't in the game, but they have a department for it. And the wharf. This is a very well designed wharf. I like how these stairs and these railings give the illusion that you're going down into like a morgue basement. And I think that's real cool. I like optical illusions in my space station. I like it a lot. The boarded up virology, as well as just having a place for it when virology gets re-added, which is inevitable once someone designs it in a way that isn't terrible. Because the first virology was just, but it's a good. And this virology, like, kind of, I don't know, but virology doesn't exist yet, so I can't really complain. Overall, this medbay is very good. I like the position is cryogenics. I feel like it's kind of weird. It should have a door here because people aren't going to have to drag up. CMO's office is in a good spot, and surgery is far enough back that it's not going to be like people watching front surgeries. Although I am a fan of having a surgical theater where the public can watch, like like a lot of maps have. Like the hell is surgery on this map actually? What the hell? Does Gate not? Hold on. Does Gate not have a? Oh no, here we go. Yeah, people can watch the surgery from here. No origin. Box. And now there's a proper surgical thing for people to watch, which I think is cool, and mimics real hospitals, which kind of cool. This med bay, it's good. I like it. Up here, Hop is a part of service. They're in the service area. Congratulations, you've done the bare minimum that so many map makers refuse to do. Janitor's next to disposals, which is nice. Botany sucks. This botany is kind of stinky. Ooh. No, stinky. Poo-poo stinky botany. Ooh, gross. Okay, this is way too cramped, first of all. Let's look at the botany designs of every other station. Let's look at Omega, even. Separate. Like, okay, this is... Omega is a low-pop station. Hotel is, from what I can tell, at least mid-pop. You have a smaller botany area than Omega. Christ. It's too small. Way too bunched together. This feels like the map maker hasn't played Bonnie, and they again designed themselves into a corner. I'm going to be saying that a lot here. My suggestion: remove this maintenance tunnel, just straight up. Have Bonnie extend directly out here. Give him more room. Give the chef more room as well. Simple fix. This hallway is nice, although I do wish they had proper seating. Proper connection to the bar, but that's whatever. The bar is serviceable. It's not unique. It's not interesting. It's just serviceable. That's all you got to do sometimes. There's a newsroom, which even has like some talk show thing here, which I honestly like. I like the idea of a talk show going on. That's kind of funny. I might actually use that when I play Reporter next. Clown and Mime Room are with the musician, which is nice. Musician actually has their own funky room with a lot of guitars, bro. Yeah, good. Let's talk about everything. Cool, let's go to sec. First of all, these landmines are just asking to be spaced. This will space the hallway. Do not endanger the lives of the crew with landmines here. There does not need to be landmines here. Also, remove this spacing. I want to talk about Bagel. See, Bagel is actually made by the lead mapper of Wisden, Emis. Emis, for the longest time, had this perma section, which is still a little small in my opinion, completely separated, and you would have to physically go into space to get through this. Do this window over on Hotel. Put this right here. With the one-way windows and the electricity, perma should not be impossible to escape from. People should just be able to break it down if it's revs. You don't have to need C4 to get into it. Which, also, this is incredibly easy to breach. Like, this entire place is just so pathetically easy to breach. It's just, it's so easy. But what can you do? This lawyer's office sucks. Way too tiny. The BrigMed here is nice. For those of you who don't know, BrigMed is its own role within Starlight. However, I have an issue. Why are there chemical stuff here? The brig medic should not do chemistry. The brig medic should obviously be allowed to heal security at a priority and heal people in the brig at a priority. But they should have to coordinate with chem for that. They should not be entirely separate from the medical bay. You're killing me here. You're just removing roleplay and forcing in power gaming. No, bad. Also, I'm pretty sure BregMed doesn't even have chem access by default, which is so they can't open this, which is stupid. Brig, publicly accessible, which is good. It gives Brig people something to do. Cog, cog. Not sure why these are here, but whatever. Haas's office again could use a proper bedroom, like every other head of staff has. Not CE. Shut up. But besides that, it's kind of nice. I like the front desk. I like the desk design, like the crew monitor, all that crap. Wardens. This is wardens. This is stupid. This positioning just sucks. I would like to take a page out of the book of the Oasis, which Oasis is back to green on Brisbane. Cool. What the fuck happened here? This is different. All right, casual station review. This one Oasis changed. This change is tight. I like this a lot. This is cool. Good change. Okay, but in all seriousness though, this gives Warden public access. Doesn't give him direct view of Armory, but does give him direct view of the brig. You need to have two, preferably three, of the Warden being able to view the prisoners, Perma, Armory. Has to have two of three. Which Oasis does, sort of. Kind of. Good. It's close enough. Warden on Cog. Prisoners. Prisoners. Perma. Armory. Good. Proper. Origin. Prisoners. Armory. For all my complaining, it follows the rule. Armory. You cannot view Perma from here. You cannot view the prisoners from here. Sucks. No, bad. Solution. Swap Hosses and swap Armory. Potential solution here. Armory can easily go here. Adjust the position of Brigmed, give Lawyer a proper office, just knock this out, have Brigmed exist right here. Give the Warden view of the prisoners and the view of Armory from like right here. For even right here if you wanted to. There's a lot you could do here. Either way, it's not bad. Just something I don't like. Warden having their own bedroom is a bit weird though. This Perma sucks. Way too many doors. Way too close. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's just not good. Door directly into Warden's bedroom, which... Why? Ew. Don't. Shooting range and its design shamelessly stolen from Frontier Station, but it's good there, so who cares? Back room. This is nice. I very like this. This is a wanted console, I assume. This is very good. There's a Smez being here is a design choice. I will not complain about it. It's just a design choice. I don't know if I personally would do that myself, but that is up to security if they want to do that. I even have memories of unwrenching the substation to piss off Zach. But to make Perma more secure, fair enough. Overall, Sec could use some work. Doesn't need it though. Detectives is a part of main still, which fuck's sake. Sort of like half connected, half not. This is a weird position for it anyhow. Let's go up to engineering. Okay. This is a tumor. Jokes aside, though, this just feels tacked on. It feels like the map maker just kind of was like, oh, I need a singular chamber. Okay, just shove it over here. Whatever. Also, cardinal sin of mapping committed here. Do not make engineering's job harder than it needs to be. Cardinal sin also has been committed here. Why are there a million goddamn pumps here? One is good. You just need one pump. Like, huh? Huh? The filters are cool, I guess. I don't know why there's two here, but sure. Enough gas to make it, and once you get rid of all the annoying pumps, this TEG design does actually work around start. Although it's very jank. Christ. Atmos could use more room to straight up shove it upwards. Like, there's a lot of stuff. Like, this could use more room. The miners itself aren't space exposed, but Atmos itself is. But nah, the miners are the problem child in these situations, so that's fine keeping them here. Uh, Front of Engie needs a whole redesign. Couple reasons. Okay. Let's say you want to man the front desk as an engineer. You have to go through maintenance or through this weird door here. CE's office, move it to frankly anywhere. You have all this room, like right here, or even like elsewhere. Like just don't put it here. This is stinky. Atmos put like just straight up expand the break room. Have a door into Atmos right here. Like do whatever, frankly. Proper hallways need to be here because the TEG room will inevitably become plasma flooded, and you don't want an engineer coming into work, dying immediately to the TEG burn chamber completely leaking, and killing them immediately. The TEG should have a separate room, like every other station, yada yada yada. Removed thing here, bad. Remove thing here, bad. Boo, stinky, poo 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 poo. Do not make engineering's job harder, round start for no goddamn reason. AME room being viewable from the front is a nice touch, as well as having the SMES room and the AME room in the same thing is a bit of a choice, but it's all right. This door and this wall entirely does not need to exist. Just have this be like accessible. It's shoved in. Besides that, I think we're done here. Actually, yeah. Separate evac up here, which is always a good touch. Maintenance areas are like, despite all the weird stuff that's like been shoved around with maintenance tunnels, there's really just not a lot of interesting maintenance areas. Like this maintenance bar, just, I mean, it's a maintenance bar, so it should be a shithole in the back of nowhere. But like, eh, eh mm. Yeah. Actually gonna conclude it for this casual station review. Again, not proper scoring because this is a beta map and the map maker requested feedback a couple times and I told them, like, hey, you want feedback? I could do a casual station review. And they were keen enough on it to send me this image of the map, which is no, I believe unavailable elsewhere. So thank you again, Mr. Mapmaker. I'm not going to reveal it because that would not be the first time that a map being not up to par with the rest of them has gotten someone harassed. But for my final closing thought here, this map feels like it doesn't have a lot of personality in certain areas. Like it feels like certain areas, like the med bay, were designed with passion. Same with security, but the arrivals slash dorms slash evac thing just feels kind of tacked on. And for a map called Hotel, wouldn't you want a bigger, functional, amazing dorms area? I don't know. Hotel feels like a bit of a random name, personally. This map, more so just to me, feels like just another station. And I'll be honest, we don't need another basic bitch map. We don't need another bloody we don't need another meta station where everything is, nice and neatly packed and self-explanatory, it all good, it all fine. We don't need another box where it's the exact same, where everything makes sense. It is generally perspective. You know what I want more of? I want more I want more gates. I want more train. I want more like Gate, for all of its flaws, is trying to do something. Which station review on Gate eventually, if you guys want me to do it, let me know in the comments below. Gate is trying something, whether they succeed or not, whatever. Core, for all its flaws, is trying something. Peace Station, for all of its inevitable flaws, will be trying something. A bunch of somethings, for that matter. And and in a game with a bunch of pretty basic maps, wouldn't you want to do something like a little experimental, like Train, My Beloved? Because for all of its flaws, no one is gonna say Train looks like another station. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Hotel. Like, comment, subscribe. I'd like to thank Sather Lapin, Admiralvius, Laltalder, Philbin Timo, and Wampus Warder. You too can become a channel member and support what I do here. Channel members will also get the ability to force me to add something to Peach Station, which I've already gotten requests to make Perma a shuttle on Peach Station, and a Vox box, which I'm gonna have to get around the new Wisden guidelines around Vox boxes, which is gonna be something. Which, first of all, actually, minor change here. The video's over, but I just want to rant here. The Vox boxes should not be a fucking shithole in the back of the map. Like, COG had a Vox box, which was literally just a room in mains. This room in mains used to be a Vox box. My Vox box is going to be dead center of the bar, and it's not going to be a Vox box. I'm essentially going to have two separate, like single air type dining rooms. So that way, it's not species segregation. This is an oxygen only room. This is an N2 only room. It's not separation, and they're going to be right next to each other, and even have tables that are like together and all that. And I think that's going to be cool. And I think that I'm just gonna address I don't want to address the person who went on the whole thing that got all the Fox boxes, like the one on Bagel removed, but like we didn't need them removed. We just needed map makers to not put them in shithole locations. Like this Fox box was fine. This is even close to bar and kitchen. Like this feels like a natural place to go for a Vox to unmask and eat. We didn't need Vox boxes to be banned. We just needed them to be designed fucking better and not like an afterthought. That's my thoughts on it. Anyway, video's actually over now. Bye.